Hey guys, this is James Morgan, YouTube channel, Captain J Morgan. Um, I'm just doing a nightly video here on AMC. If anyone has any questions, I know it's late. I apologize. I just had some stuff I had to get out this evening. The thing I'd like to start on AMC is be about this. If you tuned into the last few sessions, everyone, we were talking about brackets and what we thought the stock, uh, what we thought we might exit strategies for getting out, and we were talking about brackets. And we also touched base on when we thought the MOS would happen, different YouTubers that we thought maybe could we trust them, or who's out there giving good information, what's going on. And then we did touch base briefly on about things that could get in the way of the MOAS. And one of the few things that I thought that could possibly do it, or that I wasn't sure about, or was this debt refinancing that AMC announced a little while back. I think they announced it actually the first time in December. So it's just been in the back of my mind a little bit on, it seemed like, and I'm not against Adam Aaron or anything. I hope he does, good with the company. It seems like he's been a good steward of the company, but I don't necessarily know if that translates to being great with the shareholders, which he should. But it just seemed like it seemed like he always popped up when I was looking back, doing some type of action when the stock was in the middle of having a chance to rise. So I say I got. Let me get them glasses. I apologize. Man, someone just came in the chat here. I'm sorry if I'm putting Leo Hellion. You thought on Common Sense Investor video on negotiating the price. Yeah, Leo Hellion. I'll get to that here in just a sec, but thank you for the question. Excuse me. But a big concern of mine, and I'm going to do some research tonight when I get off. I got to get with my accountant tonight after this video, and then after that, I thought I was going to grab something to eat, and then I'm going to do some research on what's involved in this debt restructuring that they're doing. I did a little bit before I got on the video here, and it's called a senior secured notes. That's how they're going to refinance a lot of their debt, which will actually be good in a way because they'll reduce the interest expense that they're incurring right now, which is good. They'll push the maturity of the debt that's currently coming. A lot of it's coming mature in 2026, and some again in 2024. But I think they're going to push it all, to the majority of it, to 2029. And they will also loosen the covenants. That, from my understanding, by loosening the covenants, it means that they loosen some of the restrictions on what they can do until they have some of this debt paid off. I guess they, agreed to get into certain restrictions on what they could do with the stock, or what they could dividends they could give away, stuff like that, until their debt was paid down. And supposedly, this is going to allow them to possibly do some NFTs, which a lot of people were thinking. Remember that Mark Cahodes, and there were some others that were thinking that could be a way that they could actually not only raise money for the company, but also help the retail stock investors, possibly with the squeeze, because it could push them into covering their positions. So that was my biggest concern when I was out at work today and I was hearing that they got this the debt restructuring deal, because to me that, yeah, just man, it just seems like that's going to involve some stock somehow. And from what I've learned, it's supposed to do with bonds, but basically bonds can be, from what I've seen and know in the past, bonds can be converted into stock at some point. So I don't know. It just it worries me. I don't know if you guys have any thoughts on that, or if you've heard anything about. Please let me know about um, the details of their debt restructuring. Um, I said I watched AMC Bigums, and he seemed to think that it's not. It's a good thing, which I know there is good aspects for it, especially for the company, because it's a real positive for the balance sheet of the company and moving forward. But for the squeeze and the shareholders, um, and basically the apes out there, the retail stock investors, is this what kind of, if any, detrimental effect could this have? So I don't know if you guys know anything. I feel the same way. Yeah. Thanks, J Dog. And Leotheon, I'll get to my comments on the video here in just. I thought I went over that last night though too, but I'll do it again because I don't watch that channel much. That right before you, J Dog, there was a Leo. Sorry if I'm saying this wrong. Helion. Leo Helion was asking about me to comment on some, I guess, some videos from Common Sense Investor. Here you go again. Leo the Lion. Okay. Oh man. Yeah, now I feel like an idiot. Yeah, Leo the Lion. Yeah, it was all put together, and yeah, I actually went to school. Leo the Lion. I'll get back to you on that one then here in just a little. Yeah, guys. What again? It's just looks like just us right here, but hey, that's fine with me. Um, it's better than me just thinking about it in my head all night. Is I'm just worried about that debt restructuring on what what that entails for us. Again, I mentioned this the other day about when the stock was running at 70 before, and that night when it closed in the mid to high 60s, and the next day my friend Michael calls me. He's my accountant actually, and he called me early in the morning. And he said, "Hey, what do you think about this?" I said, "I think it's going to run." He said, "Me too." So we were buying some more, and within 30 seconds of us hitting that buy button, excuse me, and again, you looked at the other video, you'll know that's when I bought in at like most of the I had cost average down to, I was under $10 at that time, easy, and I did some FOMO, and again, when it was in the 60s, and so I bought it, and then immediately it started going down. And why I say this is just to have you guys remember, it was I said, Michael, what's happened? Why is the stock going down? Because I'd watched it all morning from about 3 o'clock to, I think we ended up getting into it around 7. And he said that that darn CEO just announced that they're going to, there was, I believe the company had over 11 million shares, and they were going to put it into the market and sell it, and the stock started going down. Now, would the stock have gone down anyway and stuff? Because I'd heard that this really wasn't the squeeze. There was not that people weren't covering what was going on. Was there the what do you call it? Shorts weren't, or the hedge funds weren't covering. This was more of a squeeze due to the market makers and the brokers trying to hedge their positions, because there were so many what do you call it? There were so many coming into the there were so many. Wow, I can't. Um, there were so many options about to be in the money. I apologize. It's been a long day. So that was what head of the New York Stock Exchange, but you can't trust those a lot of those people. But they were saying that was the catalyst for the last run up. Plus, we didn't see that many shorts had covered anyway, so that probably was the catalyst for it. But regardless, I think the catalyst for the stock, because I think a lot of FOMO was happening and the stock was going up uh, a lot on its own and from the buying from these brokers. But when Adam Aaron uh, put it out that he was letting that stock go, man, immediately went down. And he's done that a few times. He did that, I think, here in December when he mentioned they were going to debt restructure, and that's when we were trying to climb to 21. There was one other time I just can't remember. Well, when he mentioned that he was selling some personal stock. So you can't blame like I said, I think he's for the position he's in and everything. He could have done a lot worse, but I just when I see that some of these channels or whatever are saying he's just so for the apes and everything, I think he could be more for the apes. I think he could give more announcements of what's going on, explain exactly, because the hate to tout this again, but personally or business wise, he wouldn't be in the position he's in if it wasn't for us. Helped him make about 50 million bucks personal and helped him save the company. It would be bankrupt. So I just think, some announcements and on what's going on. I mean, I heard more announcements in the media and from the company that Robinhood has put out in the last month, and their stock was sort of tanking than AMC has put out. And there's been a lot of good stuff going on with AMC. This debt restructuring actually is good for the company. May not be good for the squeeze, but it's good for the company. Maybe it is good for the squeeze if it doesn't affect stock being able to hit the market, or for the hedge funds in the shorts to be able to count it some way. But there's so much that we don't know collectively that they do behind the scenes, that this could this could be used somehow as a hedge, or be counted towards, so they can do more naked shorting. So I just don't know. Also, in the sense it's just us and the guys. No, I don't want to. I want this to be a positive channel, not a. There was some other stations that I saw that I thought should have opined on this, that didn't, that are supposed to know about this stuff. So that's my biggest worry and concern. Okay, I'll start answering some questions now. You watched Lou, J Dog again. Now this was Leo the Lion instead of Leo the Leon that my ignorant self was trying to say. Yeah, J Dog's asking, and so is Leo the Lion. Have we watched Lou? Again, I want it to be a positive. And I mentioned yesterday that there's a lot of YouTubers out there, and just take what makes sense to you and sounds good, like good advice and good information, and then you can sort of forego what you don't think's good or what you don't like. I think also when you're taking advice, you should take it from some people that have a little bit of credibility. Not that I'm not saying anybody doesn't on YouTube, or I won't point them out yet, that I think might not, or they need to show more credibility. But when someone sort of talks down to you, or makes it like you should know, that's why you're tuning in, because we don't know. Or maybe they can explain it better, or when they go in a lot of generalities, or they say, you know, this person said this or that said, I don't know. Um, uh, like I started this channel, I was going to do homes, and I haven't made a video on home yet, but I have. So when I start though, what I'm going to do is take take on site to some of my projects, and not that I can't opine on, anyone can. I can opine on a football game, but I think you would understand that I'm not. I don't play professional sports, and so it's just my opinion. And maybe someone that, I hope this is a good analogy, that did play professional sports, if they were given the advice, it might hold a little bit more merit, or it might carry more. And so the same thing. Somebody says they've been in the stock market and understand all about it. Well, where have you been? And what did you work on? And uh, but again, you don't. I'm opining on the markets too, and I've just been in it and all of us are, but we've just been in it that we're learning, and so yeah, just be careful who you listen to, and myself included, because even though I think I'm sincere, I might be wrong on a lot of stuff. So just, um, but this is important because we're this is our money, and this is sort of, it's like a job. I mean, we're making money at it, or hopefully we are. So make sure we all hit the like so more can come into the chat. On his recent Twitter, I think talking about Lou now, he said that this will end this month and take a break and more. Well, that's something else that, and again, I don't think anybody knows when it will end. So, and maybe that's just his style, or any other YouTuber style out there. Uh, yeah. So who knows when it's going to end? I wish I caught Lou right before, and a few others right before I made this video, and uh, there wasn't a lot of explanation on the debt restructuring, or on the it's called senior secured notes, and that's how they said the restructuring. Now, what's good is it does not say, excuse me, so it's not say convertible bonds, but it did say bonds. The convertible part is what I think we all have to be cognizant of, and start looking into and trying to do some DD on, because when could those be convertible? It is good though, because it really helps for analysts out there looking at AMC. They're going to see that their debt has been helped a lot, meaning that they're going to lower they had about 385 million in interest that they paid last year, which is it's incredible. But it's going to lower that. It's going to push the maturity of the debt that they have, which is two real big things. And it's going to, which this could be a big thing for the community, could be good here, is it's going to lessen or loosen the covenants that they're under, and that could be something that could open the door so that Adam Aaron can do more, maybe do more with the retail stock investors or traders here. But I just wish he would provide more, the company would, more information on that. I know they have to be careful on what they say and what they do as the company. When they put out something, they have to be real careful. But still, we don't hear much of anything compared to these other companies that are just tanking and that are not good, and they put out positive information all the time. So let's see, I just had a few notes here. Let's get to the question. I'm sorry I have to look so closely. Yeah, Leo the Lion says if a squeeze coming soon, maybe they just want us to sell early so they can have a bigger price. It's possible. I mean, that's why I think it's real important for us to. I don't think it will mean that the squeeze is over, but if they can convert these shares, uh, say even in 6 months, maybe they'll push this to 6 months. I'm just saying this. I have no idea how these. I'm gonna try by the next video or so find out. Remember, I had said that I have a friend that's in the markets and he's gonna help me on these, figure out how to do trailing uh, uh, stock stops. Hopefully this weekend. Well, I was going to ask him about if he can look into how this debt refinancing is structured and what you know what these bonds mean when the people that are purchasing the bonds when they can get out of them, and or a big one is can they? I think is can then people who purchase the bonds loan out uh, the shares that could be associated with the bonds so people can use them to short, just like these companies that loan them out now when they have the because there's so much that we don't know, and it's just so man. I won't get, but I've traveled a lot, traveled all over the world when I was young. If you guys get a chance to travel, travel. It was all in business. It wasn't. It was had some friends who started a business over in Bangkok when I was young, when I got out of school, and uh, and I learned that there's just nuances and ways that people do business all over the world. But I had no idea the stock market was this. I knew it was, and I should have because I've been in business for a long time and stuff. But I just did not know it was this. Um, but I'd say I had no idea it was this corrupt, and so uh, and everything is to a degree. But and as long as they don't change the rules on us, or we know the rules, but it just seems like man, we just can never. They're always doing some more shenanigans. And what I worry about is all the ones that are seem like they're doing the shenanigans. They all know each other. They've been a part of this for years. Even Gensler, which is the head of the SEC, excuse me, and I'm not saying he's bad or any worse than any of the rest of them, but he's been in that loop and that Janet Yellen and Citadel and all them. It's just a cesspool, man. um, and that's what worries me. Even Adam Aaron, I'm not saying any of them are bad, but they all run in the same circle or have. I believe Adam Aaron was on the board or part of one of the companies because Citadel has so many arms out there and reaches of a company that Citadel had. So, man, we just gotta. Nothing's for sure until I think I saw some other channels said this play's done. This is a done deal. It's a for sure deal. Nothing's for sure until you hit that button and that money's in your account, and even then, until it's back from the broker into your account. So, uh, so that's where we're at. That's what sort of worries me. But I still don't want to throw any worry out there. But that's something I think we really need to look at this debt restructuring. And again, I don't think it would mean that MOAS is off, but it could be pushed again. And I think we all need to know because we all have plans and we all have a life and we're all, have, like I had said before, I have a big tax bill coming up because of just on the stocks, regardless of my income. And which is going to count as income because I made it in less than a year in the market. And it was the stocks that I sold in early January last year so I could get into some of it was because I wanted to get into AMC. Some of it was because I was getting out of those plays at that time just because the market was sort of worrisome back in January at this time. but we just all need to know so we can plan. So I think that's what's good about this, maybe this group here. All right. See, I'm way behind on it. Leo the Lion said, I only started investing last January, so I assume you guys have way more experience than me, but but I sense some serious BS from Luke. Uh, Again, a lot of times it's good if he might have all the experience in the world and everything he says, he's done and stuff. He's certainly said some, I don't want this whole video to be about Lou, but he's a big part of the community right now. So I understand you guys' worry. Just take what you can that he says that makes sense and good. He has said a lot of things that I think have a lot of merit to him. However, asking you to trust him and making definite statements about stuff, and then in generalities about other people or plays that he's done, and then talking down a little bit, and that's rough. But maybe that's his style, and he's been very successful at it. But you just don't know. That's why and there's not hardly anybody, but thank you guys for watching. I mean, I didn't even know if anyone was watching those first few videos I did. But I just told that I had a position. I never felt like, why show my position or whatever, but I did on one of those videos, and I probably will here that I still have the position. Again, it wouldn't mean that I can't opine on this, but I think it just helps to show that, I'm part of the community, and it just gives a little bit more credibility. And I'll tell you when I don't know. The one Leo the Lion said, just been in since last January. Well, Leo, I just been in about 6 months before that, and and uh, and so we're all, I think, learning together, and that's why I really don't think a lot of the powers that be or just normal people know. You guys probably know who's watching this video right now as much or more than the common person, and a lot of ones who have 401ks and work for big companies. And my wife worked for a big oil company for years, and we put in through me now. She knows more, and I know more. Together, we know more about the market and what her retirement account than we ever knew when she was. She's full time building homes with me now, but at the time, I think the common person just thinks it's, so I think we can take all this and, really do good, hopefully continuing investing. And then maybe I can eventually do my videos on real estate and show some, I would consider I have expertise in that. In this, no, but we're all gaining it now. Jaya Dog asks, what is the indication in your opinion that the squeeze has started, and how would you know if it? I don't know that the squeeze has started. I hear about, and again, we have to, as a community, we've done awesome. We wouldn't know half of this information if it wasn't for all the good YouTube channels and you guys asking questions and following and holding the stock. And so just from the same information, probably that I know is, but I do watch a lot of channels at night because I can't sleep half the time, and I read a lot on this. Is I did read today that I think that new transparency rule. Now, I don't know if it's a law. I guess it's a rule that the SEC passed that they have to adhere to. That the hedge funds and all the market has to adhere to. I believe that was implemented on, it was voted and it was 3-1. And I believe that was on January 27th. It's either 27th or 28th. And what I saw, it said it had 30 days. I don't even think I think that's just a period to get ready for it. I don't think there's a discussion about it, but they can do anything, but I don't think it said, in these 30 days, we'll have discussions about it and people can voice. I think that's all been done. So I think that's good, meaning that in 30 days, it's supposed to start being implemented. It did say, though, it could be up to another 30 days after the first 30 days before implementation. Again, that's a little bit worrisome, but I'm really not too worried about that. Maybe they just have to get, their paperwork in order to send this out to everyone, or to get everything lined up, because I'm sure it's a lot involved. So for right now, things could change in a day. But what I would think right at this time is that these hedge funds and stuff are getting ready to start figuring out how they're going to cover, or to get to work in this transparency area here. And I hate to beat a dead horse, but that's what I worry about, the debt refinancing. I think it's a good move in one sense, but man, the timing. And usually, if something happens, I mean, there's not that many coincidences. So, this debt refinancing right at the time that this comes out is, is that something that behind the scenes was worked out to where they could, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but could that be something to where, the hedge funds are going to be able to minimize their pain and their hurt? But I was doing numbers, and even it's like a $500 million bond. So even if the stock right now is that, because they've got to put a number on what the shares are in this bond, or how it's converted, I think. And so even if you cut the price in half of what the stock is now, and you have 500 million in bonds, and I might be a little bit off here, but I think that came out to be about 6 million shares. If you went from about $15 to $7.50, and then you divided that by $500 million, I think that came to about 66 million shares. And might have been a little bit more. I'm sorry, I don't have my calculator with me. But what I'm trying to get at, regardless of how many shares it is it would still not be nearly as. So if these rules kick in, but they are legally allowed to hedge off of these, or borrow off of these, this bond debt, what we call senior secured notes. It still would just be a small, well, not a small, but a percentage of what the naked shares are out there. So we could still be in this play. It's just, it might push it, and I'm hoping that's not it. And so I hate to be but I think we all need to be aware of stuff. I don't want to be a downer on anything, and I don't know. You can go go to AMC Bigham's. He has or my suggestion is, he had a few videos on this today. And, he's saying, no, this is a really good thing. And in one respect, what he's saying, it's good for the company. It can allow, helps them restructure a lot of their debt, which Wall Street likes that. And it will keep the company afloat, because the only thing I'm sure that can bring this squeeze to a close is if the company went bankrupt. So this, and it's, it's not going to at all, I don't think now. So, so it just could push the squeeze. But he seems to think that it will have nothing. They won't be able to issue any shares on this or convert them. But maybe not. But can they use it to, to be able to loan out shares? I don't know. It's just a thought. But let's say that that's not the case, and this thing is. I think then it's going to, with the economy like it is, and the markets like they are, and then everyone's waiting to see. I think as we get closer, I think we're in the starting to get close to the uh, apex of the bottom of the bad market for now, I think. And then I think we'll probably have some rally in it's just my opinion, I guess, in March when those first rate hikes are uh, are uh, are put in place, because I think the market's accounting for it now. And then also you'll have if it's true what they're saying here about those new proposals, they'll start going into play around that time too. So I'm hoping between sometime now and April, we'll just wake up and we'll see this thing running. And then remember, if I can remember, I'll probably get all excited and stuff. I'll live stream and we can maybe go through it together. I apologize, hadn't got you. Okay. Do I think the new transparency rule will make a difference? Yes, I do. If it's everything that we're hearing, and if it really goes into to play, yes, I do. Yeah, okay. Playing for Birdies has given it says convertible bonds, and thank you very much for because we're all learning here, and I hadn't had time to look at anything here. So we were talking about the convertible bonds, or they call it senior secured notes, and they are that AMC's getting into to help its debt restructuring. So playing for Birdie says convertible bonds rather than stock equity allows the issuer to do two things: one, to lower the coupon rate on debt, and two, to delay dilution to its equity holders. Both of these should help us. Thank you for that. And if that's the case, then this is actually good for the. I knew it was good for the company and for their debt restructuring, but and for their balance sheet and everything. But I did not know if it would hurt us in our squeeze. So according to Playing for Birdies, he does not or she does not think so. So I appreciate that, because that's what we're all here for, to try to learn and to know where things stand. So that's what Playing for Birdies says. That's what if you look at AMC Bigham's couple of videos today, that's sort of he's saying this the same thing. Or he never really said, can they use this? And do you know, Playing for Birdies, if there's any way that they can, whoever holds these bonds can use it to help the shorters or the hedge funds? Because there's so much shenanigans out there that I just, that's what I worry about. Okay, and then play. Thanks, J-Dog. Robert Hinkle, wish they told us what the penalty was for not following the new transparent rule. I hope it's more than a parking ticket. Yeah, I hope so too. Maybe if the people that are on this, because we'll do it again tomorrow night, if everyone's okay with it, we can all meet up again, is maybe let's try to research that and see if we know what the what the penalties are if they don't adhere to, because that's actually a good point, because if there's not much teeth behind it, then what's the point? I'm in DWAC up now, but wondering should sell and put in more with AMC. Man, J-Dog, that's a tough one. I mean, I think that's in your hands and your decision, and just here's what I think. If you go into trades, even the trades that here's, maybe this will help. When I was trading and probably tripled in that first 8 months or so what I had put in, there was times that I just jumped in something and did DD or just, uh, and those times, even if I made money, I was more worried about the trade. And, and maybe if I thought, well, and I had something, thinking I shouldn't do this, but I did it anyway. And so I started learning, no, I need to do a little bit of research, um, then go with my experience in life, my gut, but research also, and then make a plan. And if this happens, then I'll do that. Uh, so what I'm trying to get at, J Dog, if make a little plan, and if like AMC stock goes down, it's just my opinion. I'm not telling you to do this, but if it goes down and you've thought, no, it's DWC is up there at a good time, I think AMC is going to do it. Then, if you do implement that plan, don't feel bad about it. If and it's not, no, it's hard, but try not to or feel down on yourself because uh, you did the best you could, and that's all you can do. And you made a plan and um, you implemented it. When I feel the worst is when I know I should have done something, I didn't follow my plan, uh, or I jump into something without thinking about it. But that's where I think we're all getting experienced um, to do better now. There's some. There's a guy named. You guys go to. Oh my God, what is it? The Lion Trader. If you haven't seen his, I like him. And well, I like his video. It's not necessarily anything, good or bad about him, but he made some videos within the last. It was in January about brackets and about stop trailing. How he's going to do if it slowly goes up and then or if it moasses. But he also made one on forget the name of it. I'll try to remember and say tomorrow. But it's basically on the psychology of your trade. Man, he nailed how I say I was last June when I did not have a plan and I didn't know when to sell or didn't have a plan on when to get out. And again, plans can change, but at least you go into it having some type of plan. And it's okay if it changes too. Maybe have two, or we've talked about having a couple of different plans that day. And also remember, if it does start moassing or starts going up quite a bit in one day, think about getting somewhere where you can concentrate on it or where you can implement your plan or just think. Again, not that people are bad that you'll be around, but if these people don't have an interest in it like yourself, I mean, your spouse could be there or your significant other or your family, but if they're negative people or if they're just going to be a distraction, this is your money and this is you've been in the play and I think and not that you wouldn't take it serious, but you might put it off a little bit. And so I think you need to get somewhere and really concentrate and watch. And I know people have families and kids and work, and you might not be able to, but try or watch it real close. And again, have your plan. And I think you'll feel better about having a plan too. J-Dog's traveled a lot, and thanks. Yeah, I think if you can, and this will be for another video if we keep this going, and maybe we'll have some, maybe we'll all meet or have a after party video or meeting when this thing moasses. But if you can travel, you learn so much about different cultures, people, and really you find out how much alike most people are than being different. Yeah, you can tell. Yeah, it is atrocious. As J-Dog said, it's atrocious on what they let these hedge funds and stuff get away with. Okay, here's playing for birdies again. It says the bondholder can convert once the stock price exceeds the expected value of the bond. Also depends on the ratio of shares to be gained. Hmm. Okay. Uh, is there any playing for birdies? Is there any? Can they put a hold on when they can convert, or can you say you can't convert for a year, for 18 months, or um, because that's sort of what I think what's worrisome uh, is that they will be able to use these shares to either purposely go against the retail stock trader and team up with a hedge fund, or they'll just put them out on the market when it is moassing, which is fine. I mean, it's not. I wish it wouldn't happen, but I'd rather it be that than they're just like a shareholder like us, and then we just have to, be. I think we all need to be aware of that. So um, if it starts going up and we see that it starts plateauing, or there's a lot of shares that hit the market, that it could be them. So yeah, thanks for that. Bertie said he's not sure, or she's not sure. The squeeze is a different animal. That's true. Uh, but hopefully they're not teaming up with the hedge fund to do some type of deal. But they would likely hold to experience price gains. I believe that too, but I don't know if maybe this will have. Just throwing this out there for everyone, but if we do some research, or if you find out that these bonds can be converted um, any time or at a certain price, I think we all need to be aware of that. Uh, so we can start. That will definitely make a difference for me in when what I set my price levels at, because um, I just the holder of these, they're not they're not apes, and they're not retail stock and traders. They're institutional, and they're going to get a decent profit and get out, and they might even be uh, they might even have to at some point, just because of the way their business or their funds are structured. They might not can go. Uh, they might be mandated to do that uh, within their own company or whatever. But still, I don't think they're going to wait till it goes 50x, and unless it just happens to shoot up like that. And that's another thing from the institutions that are in there now. I do hope if it moasses, it's just going to be so much FOMO and so much. Even if these institutions and stuff get out, it's still going to, that's just going to be a small portion of it. Because right now, what at the most is 15 or 20%. Trying to figure out is there any way, birdies, that we can find out what the conversion is on these bonds on, if the stock right now, if they did the deal today and the stock was at $15, what what the conversion is, if that makes, hopefully that makes sense. Um, because it would be, they should get a good discount. It's going to be a lot less than what it is now. So that's what I would think. The email on Lou's Twitter said they were not convertible. It was Whimsy Chick. See, I don't know. And what I was a little disappointed on it is Leo did not go into that more, or explain, and maybe he just hadn't had time. Maybe he will in further videos. But it was, it was just sort of harsh, and I just thought, he's um, just like to degree with Adam Aaron. It's a retail investors who have, you know, that, just don't forget who's brought you this far, as I say. And, you know, I have to be that way. I have to be that way with clients when I'm doing a custom home. Sometimes I want to say, just get out the way and let me, but I can't. I can't be rude, and I can't say just shut up and trust me. I mean, it's their money and it's their. I got to explain to them. Got to walk them through because that's my paycheck and that's just respect. So, um, so hopefully, to be honest, this is Leo the line. They better mow as soon. Tax season is up there and people are waiting to up their position for AMC. Yeah, and I've got, and I'll be honest with you guys. If this lasts till tax season, I might have to. Although I'm making arrangements now because I've come this far, and until I know this is a, what would Trey say, dead cat. I don't think it's a dead cat at all. But until we know, and we got to face up to that too. If it ever looks like it is, that's just that's part of being a trader. But I think this thing still will go up a lot. But I'm going to try to, and I'll tell you guys my position right now is I got 25,829 shares total. It's in two different accounts, but they're easy to see. And I have some decent. It's all relative, but I have some taxes to pay on stock that I traded last January that I had held less than a year, but I had made a good profit on it. So I just got to figure out. And I had thought by the time I was going to pay that, this AMC would have paid off. So that's what I mean. Excuse me, by a plan. I should have maybe got out of enough to pay that those taxes when it was in the 70s, but I didn't have a plan. Or my plan was just to keep watching it go up and just just watch it go up. I mean, that's my plan. That's my big plan, or to buy more. That was it. I should have listened to my wife. I said, man, but hindsight's 2020. Playing for Birdie said that they would review the bond issuance. I will try to as well. And I apologize. My time is limited so much, and I can't believe that I'm actually getting people that are responding, and I like it. This helps me. This is more almost like a therapy session. Hope it is for you guys to help. Yeah. And I still have to get on with my accountant tonight. And then I got a few meetings tomorrow, but I think tomorrow afternoon. It's supposed to get cold. It doesn't get cold here a lot in Houston, and when it does, we have to wrap everything. And it's supposed to get on Friday and Saturday and this weekend. So I'll be doing that in the morning. I have a noon meeting with a new client, and then I'll try to really spend the afternoon digging into as much as I can find on this. So if playing for birdies, if you can also, that'd be great, and we'll meet up. And I think everyone would appreciate it, or any of you guys who can do a little research on what we're talking about. I'm saying I'm an interior designer. I get that. Thanks. Leo the line, I think they're referring to, they said, wow, that's a lot. And I think it was on my stock position. And maybe I'm not saying that to tout how much stock or whatever I have, but that is my position. And anyone can, guys, if I can be successful at this, anyone can. I don't think I'm ignorant, and I've been in business for a while, but in the markets, I always stayed away from them. Except we had a self-employed 401k, but I had it managed, and then my wife had stock from her oil company that she worked for. It wasn't her oil company; she worked there, and and we had our savings. We have a lot of stuff in cash just because that's the nature of our business, and so but the few times that I had played around in it years ago, I usually, it was a headache, and I was always worried, and uh, but if I can do this, and how I got to do the 25,000 shares is, again, I got into it, not planning, but like anything, even if you didn't plan it, you still have to deal with it, whatever your situation is from whatever your actions are. So then I did start dealing with it. I did my some due diligence, and I made a plan then. And my plan was, and it was hard, it's hard to implement, because my plan was, if this thing goes down, in the single digits, I'm going to dollar cost average down. So I did. And at that time, the company was in a lot worse shape than it is now. So maybe this will be um, a good story for everybody, so they can motivate us. Last year at this time, the stock had just went from about $20 when I got in, and it was plummeting. And I think it first went down to about 14 or so, and I got into a little bit then, and then it was going down more. And I thought, wow, I had to make a decision. If this goes, in the single digits, 7, 8, not 6, 7, 8, am I going to go ahead and get in? And I did, and I'm very happy that I did. Uh, but I did some studying on it. What was the stock uh, before the pandemic? What would I thought it would, or what did I think it would be, even if it was just a recovery stock, and it didn't MOAS, and like it's supposed to or going to now. And I still thought that getting my dollar cost average price down in single digits, that I could still either break even or make my money back. And the rewards, since it was a stock that could squeeze, and we had just saw it in GameStop, there was so much upside to the rewards. So um, that's how I ended up with that many shares. And I bought a few thousand since then, maybe close to three, or something like that. But I got most of them at about a year. No, it was, of course, late January and through February, and and then I just hung on, and then all of a sudden it started coming back. And I remember, and I've said it before, then it would go back and forth from 11 to 9, and then it went to 13 and stayed at 13, 14 for just a little while, and then it doubled one day to, I think, 34, and then I believe that next day went from 34 to over 70 in the after hours, and I believe in the market hours it was in the high 60s, and then it started going down from there. That's why I think, if we'll have a couple of plans, one for the MOAS, and that's what I hope it does, and then the other, if it starts doing the where it runs up, but we see that the shorts haven't covered, and we go through this whole, I mean, even if that's worst case scenario, and we go through another year of, excuse me, what we've just been through, um, don't get dejected or anything. Look at this last year, that if we knew what we know now, we could possibly make money. Why after it goes decent way up, and as it starts coming down. And that's hopefully what I'm going to start learning about these candles and trends and stuff like that this weekend. And then, even if we don't, hopefully we'll MOAS and won't need that for this stock. But if not, we'll use it for another stock. All right, sorry, so this stuff's going by. Yeah, I'm getting a text from my account. Hang on just once. I'm looking at a clock here. All right, I got maybe about another 5 minutes, and then I'm gonna have to go, guys. But I appreciate you hanging in there. Burtney, we are all doomed. I don't think we're doomed, Burtney. Well, she has a point. The elite usually win, and they monopolize stuff. But I think there's still they still have to deal with us, and so whatever that's going to be. But don't get discouraged. I mean, I'm pleased, or I hope I don't. This forum doesn't discourage you or anything. I'm still very positive. Let's see what we've got. Let's go over the good news in Burtney for Burtney. We all are more educated, understand what's going on. The short interest is at a phenomenal high on this thing. All the indicators that are not good for the hedge funds are not good. The market's not doing that great right now, which is one. It could be one catalyst to help the squeeze go. The SEC has implemented some transparency and some rules that should help settlement faster, and the transparency where they can't hide their these naked shorts and stuff. At least that's what we hear, and that's supposed to go into play here soon. We do have well, I'll get to that in a little bit, but and unless these convertible bonds can just really devastate the squeeze, which hopefully they cannot, that's actually a positive thing for the bottom line for the company, and which in a way will help, even if the squeeze takes another, God, I hope not, but takes another year or months. The company's on more stable footing, so financially. So those are the good things, and we all have forums here from all the YouTube channels and everything, you guys know, and you're learning more about the stock market. So at least that's the good thing. But the bad is, yeah, the powers that be, they seem to always win. And that's, I think, what I was getting at too yesterday, that I know we want I think most of you who have tuned in know that I've been involved and I do mediations, or I conduct them, mediations. And even almost every plaintiff or defendant that comes in for a mediation, they all, most of them, unless they just know and some of them do know they're wrong, and they feel like they're lucky they're in a mediation, but most of them think they're in the right, or that they're not going to settle, but for what they want. And a good mediation is when neither party is happy, but they both come out of it with some good stuff, and then afterwards they realize that this wasn't that bad. And at the worst, hopefully that's what happens with this AMC play. Is might not get at the top of what you want, whatever that is, but I think we will we'll have an opportunity to get some good stuff. And I think that's how we have to approach it. That's what probably the brackets and making your levels of where you want to get out, and maybe to take some win right there at the beginning, because psychologically it's good, and it's it's good. It's money. It's business. So. Yeah, Whimsy said they do have to deal with us. Yep. Says, what is your number for the top? You seem pretty knowledgeable. Well, let me dispel that that notion real quick. On the market and on what it will squeeze to. I'm just like you guys. It would just be a guess, an educated guess, but no more educated than the knowledge you have or you've gained since you've held on to it. So I just don't know. A lot of it will be, I think, to start. What I'm going to do is decide on, percentages. What I'm going to break up. If I'm going to break my what I own up into 4 tranches, 5 tranches, 3 tranches, and that might be the same. Just as a suggestion, that might be what you guys, and that would be a start. And then decide after you break it up, is it, you're going to start out doing 10 at a sort of a low level, 10%, and then go to 20, and then, leave, and, 10, 20, 20, 20, 20, and 10, to pin for a MOAS at $20,000, $200,000. And I think that would be a good, and that would be for the MOAS. And then if this stuff, takes days and it starts going up and it levels out and everything, what I think we should do is find channels. Hopefully I'll be one of them at the time, but I'm not gonna make any money. I don't ever know if I'll make money at this. And I'm not going to story and say it wouldn't be good to not make money. Sure, it would be good to do this a lot, especially as I get older. I get tired of going out on job sites every day. But that's what I do, and I like it, so I shouldn't. And it's been good to me, so I'm not complaining. But I lost my train of thought there. Sorry. Well, sorry, I lost my train of thought. But it was going to be about where to set your levels and stuff at. So I guess I'm getting tired. Apologize. Guys, let's do it again tomorrow. I think I learned this afternoon how to set where I could set where a time. So I'll try to show where it shows online where I've scheduled a time that we'll all get together and talk again. And it'll be probably sometime tomorrow, like in the afternoon. I'll be more available. So maybe it'll be any time if I find anything out, I'll do a quick video on telling you what I found out. Or something bad goes on, or even good, I'll try to go online too, because I know it's good to have support when that happens, and so we can all sort of talk or discuss it. But hopefully it'll be good. The same, we have $500 tomorrow, and we'll all be online. It'll be great. And again, I'm sorry I had the little brain freeze there. Never watch my videos, but I might go back and watch just the end of this one to see what I was talking about. I apologize. I'm thinking right now about I got some financial stuff I have to do with the accounting. So we'll look one more time, see if I'll try to answer a few more, and then I gotta, well. Jennifer says, do you think my boss will understand if I have to call in because of the MOAS? Well, I don't know. You know him better than me, earlier when I said you might have to call in sick or something, I was just trying to get across, just take it serious and get somewhere that you can really concentrate on your move, because it's going to be, and I think if you weren't a part of it when it went up to 70 last time, it was exciting, but it was nerve wracking too. And so, so that's all I mean. So I don't know if your boss will understand or not, but if he hears about it on the news and it's going up hundreds of bucks, he'll probably understand, because Jennifer, he might want a loan from you after. I didn't realize that you guys can. Shame on me, but I didn't realize you guys can see each other's comments, because J Dog was answering Jennifer, so maybe I don't have to read these out loud. I just Thank you for this therapy session. Well, thank you guys too. Um, I might even I've had insomnia for God, going on a year now, and I don't know if it was the pandemic when when things got all messed up on your scheduling or on everyone's scheduling or what, but and then I started having eye problems, and sorry, I don't want to tell you guys all my. You're not on here for that, but what I was getting on at is maybe in the middle of the night I'll have one. Uh, because especially when this thing starts going, I can. It's a good thing about having my own family business is with my family. It's not just me. Um, it allows me, and I have a good family, so it allows me the opportunity if I need to get away or for reasons I usually can step away. So uh, if there is issues again with AMC, either good or bad, I'll try to go live and we can all participate or at least look for it. All right. Last question. Let's make it happen. J Dog will have the last word, and I agree, J Dog. Let's make it happen. Hopefully, guys don't get discouraged. Um, I mean, I think we should all be proud of ourselves that we're in this play, especially when a lot of us get dogged for being in this play, probably, and just take it as an experience, and hopefully, it'll be a really good one. Um, and if this thing does mow ass like it's supposed to, mother of all squeezes, gonna have a story for the rest of our lives, Amy. All right, appreciate it. This is James Morgan, Captain J Morgan, uh, Captain J Morgan 2021 at gmail.com. Thank you guys very much. And we'll do it again hopefully tomorrow. Thank you, everyone.